and I'm very excited for today's speech with you guys. And today, I have a guest with me, and I'll have her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Kavya Mani, and I'm really excited to be on this channel with Sushreeya. And today we're going to be talking about Oobleck and non-Newtonian fluids.
Right, and today's topic is going to be really fun because we're going to also be including an experiment on how to make Oobleck. So let's dive in. First of all, what is a non-Newtonian fluid? A non-Newtonian fluid is simply a fluid that doesn't follow Newton's laws of viscosity. Or in simpler words, it basically doesn't act as it should act. For example, some examples are ketchup. If you shake it too hard, it becomes really runny. And Oobleck, as we will show. Oobleck is really cool, and it has a really fast changing form. It's liquid, as it should be, but as soon as you touch it, it quickly changes into a solid. And it's not like when you touch it, that only area is solid. The whole area becomes solid. And that's what makes it really cool, right?
Yes.
And some uses for Oobleck include making the stress-free texture of it, and a lot of it is actually put in factories to make stress balls. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
Alright, and now let's give you some other examples. One of them is paint, because it's like liquid when it has too much water in it, but it's also really pasty. Another one is shampoo, because if you pour water on it, it becomes sort of like slime, and that makes it really fun.
Yes.
And finally is the blood in your body. Blood, it's really cool to say because we would think it's just like a fluid, it flows, but in reality, it has nothing to do with Newton's law of viscosity. But yet it's a fluid, which is why we call it a non-Newtonian fluid. So today, which we said is going to be really exciting, and that's because we're going to show how you can make Oobleck. And now I'm going to have my guest tell you what you need to make Oobleck and some other ways you might be able to make Oobleck.
Alright, so Kavya? Okay, so the first ingredient you're going to be needing is cornstarch. It's like the base of the Oobleck. And then
Cornstarch comes from the grinded grains of the corn on the cobs. Alright, so what's the next ingredient?
Next, you need water to kind of make the cornstarch a little more flowy.
Yep. And what else do we need?
Then you need a 1 tablespoon spoon.
Alright.
And then you need a half tablespoon.
Alright.
And obviously a bowl.
Yes, and I recommend using a few layers of bowls in the bowl you're kneading to make Oobleck so that the bottom doesn't become too damp.
Yeah.
One more cool fact about Oobleck is it's mainly used with cornstarch and water. However, we found a lot of other ways to make Oobleck. For example, you can also use baking soda. But the most simplest way is this. Any other form makes it way too complicated to make. So why don't we get the fun started? Alright, so first we're going to take the cornstarch, and we're going to take 5 spoons of it. So I'll have Kavya take 5 spoons.
Okay. So we're going to take 5 spoons of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Alright, and Oobleck is not a liquid, but it also has a very cool texture to it. So it feels like paste, but when you let go and make it drizzle like this, it feels so much like flour. And I think that's what's going to make the Oobleck really nice. So I'm going to ask you all a trivia question just for a guess. And this question is specifically going to go towards Kavya. So what do you think we need more to make Oobleck, cornstarch or water?
I think you need more water.
The answer, though it seems to be right, is actually wrong.
Really?
You need more cornstarch because otherwise if you add too much water, it's going to be a normal fluid. What's the point in adding more water if you want to make Oobleck? You need it to be a solid.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I'm going to show you what you're going to need. While there are no exact measurements for this is not very using math. It doesn't need a lot of measurements. But the fun part is you can add any measurement you want. We added 5 spoons, 3 medium-sized spoons, 1 large spoon, and 1 small spoon of cornstarch. So first we're gonna have 1 tablespoon. We're gonna pour it on another bowl because we want it to churn. Right, so 1 tablespoon. Make a little more. And as you can see, there's a lot of excess water, which is why you really need another bowl. And in the end, we're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon. Yes. And be very careful when you do this. It might overflow. Okay, all right. I think we might need a little bit more cornstarch, so I'm gonna add just a tiny bit.
Yeah. And you kind of see it's forming over there.
Yeah, you can already see it's starting to form. This part has already started to become a solid. Oh wow, look, the oobleck is already forming. So here, look at how liquidy it is. But when you touch it, it's so solid.
Yeah, it's actually really cool.
So Kavya, do you want to mix it up?
Sure. It's becoming really solid, so it's easy to clean up oobleck.
Yes.
Okay. It's actually
When it's on your fingers and it's really liquidy, all you need to do is with the push of your thumb, you get all of that liquid off because of that instant solid. Right. I think we might need a little water. What do you think? All right.
1 tablespoon?
Yes. And when it's churning a lot like this and you think you might need a little more water, the reason I guessed we need a tablespoon is because a lot of that will become a solid soon. So it's not very safe if you add 1 teaspoon. You'll have to take a lot of time.
Yes.
See how it's already forming? The cornstarch, it's starting to solidify.
And I like to make oobleck a lot because it's really fun to experiment with new
Some
things.
scientists have put oobleck in the category of slime, but I don't really think it's slime. Do you
Yeah.
think?
It's not really slime. It's just like a non-Newtonian fluid.
Yeah, non-Newtonian fluid.
And as you see, it's like really liquidy, but now it's becoming really solid.
And the easiest way to remember the vocabulary word non-Newtonian fluid is we all know the Greek prefix non, meaning not. Newtonian, we can be using it as derived from Newton. So Isaac Newton sure made a really cool discovery here.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I think it's ready.
Yeah, I think we could just push in the sides a little. All right, so we have our oobleck all ready now.
Look, I'm gonna poke it in the bowl. And
It
it's not
really
even on
does
my
act
fingers.
like- So look at it, it's already acting like a fluid here. All right, we have a few more pieces here. But as soon as I touch it, it's already turning into a liquid here.
Yeah, it's kind of melting
really
in your hands.
It's really slow to make, unfortunately, but
It melts in your hands as you go on.
yep, I think we might need a little more water. It's
But if
turning
you go
into
if you go really slowly, you'll kind of get it to be
maybe
watery.
that's why scientists call it a slime, don't you think?
Yes.
All right, so a little more water should do. Yeah, now I think it's really starting to form.
Yeah, now it's starting to form. Just getting the sides up.
All right, so here is one last look. So the liquid should rest on the top, but as soon as I take a little bit, I can even form a ball. And with a touch of my thumb, it's all gone.
We can form a ball.
Oobleck is really, really cool to make, and all its ingredients are very, very easy to find. So I definitely recommend that you try this experiment. What do you think?
Yes. It's really fun and really cool.
Before we go, one of the most important things of science is to describe how that thing made feels like. So, Kavya, why don't you describe how it feels like?
It feels like liquid when you go really slowly, but then when you go really hard, it feels like a solid. Really hard. Nothing.
It
really
does
comes
feel
out.
very soothing, and it's just like the tectonic plates of Earth.
Yes.
As soon as I touch them, they start to form into weird mountain-like shapes. So, I hope you liked this video about non-Newtonian fluids and oobleck.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of more fun stuff. I'll see you later, guys. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.